I see you.
Ear.
Yes! Willow! Oh, I see you, Willow. I see you too.
I see you.
Yay, that's on.
Batman?
Batman?
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes! Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
What'd you do that for?
What did you do that for? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
We have wrapped this little adventure up front our tiny weeny fingers.
Can you hang them as well?
Yeah, if you think he's dangerous. You're a credit. You truly are the king of the carnival. I'm glad to know you.
Pocket me.
Yeah.
What's the errand, Travis?
Heading to Kermaga.
1,000.
No way.
Gorham's balls.
Completed murder's mark.
Yeah.
Shanker.
The adventure continues now.
We checked the DMQs came out after our colossal fuck up with the mic.
No, it sounded alright. I had to
cool.
play around with drum a little bit. Oh. But I enjoyed it.
We both did.
Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Danger Club is back with the brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like Caragor's arrow daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock what do I rock?
A bow?
A bow like a candle. Light up a stage and watch a skulk like a can do.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 21 of the Danger Club podcast.
Wow.
21 today.
That's pretty special.
Old enough to drink in America.
Old enough to
now,
drink
the Danger Club
in America.
podcast.
Let's take it out.
It's all grown up.
To the USA
It brings a
fans.
tear to my eye. Doesn't time go fast?
Oh, God.
More importantly, episode 1 of the second adventure of the Danger Club podcast.
Yeah.
As voted for by the Dangerlings.
It's voted for by the Dangerlings, so we'll see how we get there. We're going to be...
Sorry, we've actually replaced Colin with just a soundboard. So we're just each randomly hitting keys, random sounds coming out. It's
You're just going to have loads of different like things that are really standard. Wow, that's a predicament. Things like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'll shoot him.
hello.
Okay.
My name is Detective John Kimball. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah, shit like that.
I want to talk a little bit before we start about alignment, before we get into this episode, because it's something that is a part of role-playing games. It's been a part of D&D since, I don't know what edition, I'm not quite au fait enough with like old school D&D, but I think it's been there since the beginning. It's the idea that your character has a statistic in the character sheet that says kind of what their outlook on the world is. And if you've not played it, there's kind of the two things that you choose from. You choose either lawful, neutral, or chaotic, and then you choose either good, neutral, or evil, because it's a fantasy game, and then it's that straightforward. So you end up as something like lawful good or chaotic evil, somewhere in that bracket, and they all mean different things. And everyone has picked sort of different ones. I say everyone's picked different ones. Em's picked a different one. Everyone else picked exactly the same.
Unbeknownst of each other, though.
Unbeknownst to each other, everybody just decided after years of playing games, everyone decided I'm going to pick the chaotic neutral. I'm going to pick the one that lets me do whatever I want, and justify that. And my goodness, has it led us down some interesting paths.
Certainly has.
Yeah.
For those Dangerlings listening that might not be au fait with the alignment system, and I know a lot of you are, can we try and categorize some people? For instance, a good example of chaotic good would be Han Solo.
Yeah, Han Solo would be chaotic good.
Sure.
Yes,
yeah, good example.
Yeah.
Excellent example.
Yeah,
Well done.
Doesn't follow the rules, but always comes back for his friends.
Good example of lawful evil, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that
yes.
works.
So if
Yeah.
you're getting a rough kind of idea here. A good example of lawful good, David Cameron. You know, that kind of...
What about Rambo? Would he be chaotic good? Because he's good, but he does a lot of collateral damage, doesn't he? Yeah. I'm thinking sort of Fulton here.
he's seen some things, man.
The question
seen some
is,
things.
That's the thing.
is he doing it to abide by the laws of his or another country, or is he doing it for his own personal friendship group?
Well,
I think it's very personal for him.
It's personal,
I mean, he's, in
fact, I think
he's trying not to harm anyone else. But if anyone tries to get in his way, then he'll cause them problems.
in fact, wasn't the tagline for one of the films actually "It's personal"? Or am I making that up? I think it's Rambo 3 or something. It said, "No, it's personal."
Yeah.
Would Rambo, for instance, maybe step on a guy's kneecap and turn it the other way? Or would he, in a training montage, maybe pull a blind one and then cut the guy's neck in half?
Yeah.
No, just asking for a friend, that's all.
I think the tagline of Rambo 2 is this time it's chaotic neutral.
Or this time I CNU.
Oh, goodness.
It's a joke about alignments.
Oh, that wasn't. Remember when ICU wasn't a thing?
To write
Remember, like, a few weeks
Yeah,
ago?
they were
when
great days.
Chaotic neutral.
Now it's our whole lives.
CNU.
So we did a fun thing. Scott found an alignment checker on the. It's on the Dungeons and Dragons website rather than the Pathfinder website, but we'll forgive them for that because alignment-wise, it's basically the same. And we should say alignment doesn't necessarily affect things in game. Your character's outlook. It affects things if maybe you're a priest or if you follow particular gods, you maybe can't do certain things. And there's some spells you can't cast if you have certain alignments. But really, it's a guideline on how to play your character, and it can change. And we got some interesting results when we ran some of our characters through this quiz thing. So why don't we start? Scott, why don't you start us off? Well, how did Caragor come out?
He got neutral good, which I had originally posited myself as Caragor as being chaotic neutral.
Okay, so he's a little bit more love at you.
I don't know where it came from. I tell you what, I personally have never given much credence to people who play alignments with neutral at the start of them. Neutral good, neutral evil. I haven't played in any role-playing groups that adopted those, but I've done a bit of reading and seen some other examples. So it's interesting. A neutral good. You aren't necessarily completely lawfully abiding, but you aren't necessarily completely chaotic and willful and free of abandon. You're kind of good. But I also I'm not sure that does apply to Caragor and what you see. What do you think, Dangerlings? Do you think he's neutral good? Do you think he's chaotic neutral? Do you not care?
We definitely want to hear from you about all of this, by the way.
We do. I think Caragor has got kind of a code. I've seen, he's got a sort of militaristic background which has come out a few times. He's not completely he's not totally emotional all the time in the way that Shania is. Shania reacts in the moment to everything.
Yeah, interesting.
Caragor seems a little bit more sort of thought out, so I can see that. Good.
Yeah, that's haze, isn't it? Maybe never. That's why
It's an interesting sound from
never
the
Hamilton would have something to say about that.
That's why I never said he was going to be good. That's why it's easy. Free yourself from that burden. It's just that he wasn't going to be good. That's why I reckon it's neutral.
And it's kind of why I raised the Rambo example. Because I think that applies to quite a few members of the group. Obviously, we'll come to the others, but I definitely think Caragor is, he's good in ways.
I think he's got a sense of justice.
Yeah.
A sense of justice, which is not the same as being good, because, your sense of justice is in line with your own outlook on the world. I think that's what I would see as a sense of justice.
We have got, before when we said don't use our advice for legal reasons. Now we're going to have to say this again for philosophy. Any of the ancient
We're changing
Greeks,
everything here. We're literally tearing it down.
Plato, if you're listening, don't use what we're saying as to help you write your next book on the Republic.
When he comes back.
But Plato, definitely email us or tweet us, yeah?
Or just send us send us a stone tablet or something, or
Just come through the window.
I tell you what, Plato, get in line behind Stephen King if you've got an issue with what we're talking about here.
We need to keep, maybe the Dangerlings can keep a track of the queue of people waiting to hit us with sticks. There's only Stephen King and Plato.
Well, one of them's not going to get us, man.
Yeah, I know. Stephen King's so slow.
Mate, the amount
Gotta keep burning you, Stephen. Gotta keep burning you.
I reckon he'd do you. I reckon Stephen King would fuck you up.
He knows all the ways, doesn't he? He's got fucking killer clowns in a box.
He's got
just
quite
like,
the imagination. Imagine what he could do to you.
He wrote Misery. Why are you antagonising him?
Gonna wake up strapped to a bed, my friend. Bring it.
Let's move on, James. What did Velda get on the character test?
Well, now Velda, yeah, he actually fell about where I thought he would be. I put him as true neutral, which is a bit of a weird alignment. He actually came out as lawful neutral, and I wasn't surprised at all. He's very respectful of figures of authority. He's quite scared of authority. He sort of follows the rules where he can. I mean, obviously that's going to be stretching the party. We have done some weird stuff, but I think you've seen that in his relationship with Sheriff Feldane. It's probably the one, and also the carnival. Anyone in charge of the carnival? He's a bit snivelly.
Yeah, he's respectful of all authority except my authority, and all rules except the rules of the game Pathfinder.
Yeah. I mean, he's respectful of your authority. He's not respectful
We're
of your authority.
not doing our own alignments here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I dread to think what I would get.
I can see that. I really like. It's one of my favourite subtle traits is Velda's slight fear of authority. It's become a really nice thing throughout.
And I've got to say, it wasn't hugely intentional. It just sort of came out as I sort of as Velda. It just felt right, and actually, I think if anything, his alignment has changed from true neutral to lawful.
Yeah,
he's decided that that's the way it is.
It's just like the most boring alignment you could have.
True neutral.
Lawful. Oh, law is great.
Well, yeah, but he is.
I'll just do it.
But that's the thing, man. Like, he's an armchair adventurer. Like, it's always like, you come out for adventure. I've got a bit of a knee. Oh, yeah. He's always that kind of character. He likes the idea, but he's never had the.
Lawful,
never had the chance.
flaky.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He'll find reasons and excuses not to go. Anyway.
And the moral compass of the group originally. What did you get on your test?
Well, so when I created MZ, actually at first it was chaotic good.
Yeah.
But then I did this test and it came out a bit neutral good. So I think he's somewhere in between.
Yeah, I can see that.
Being a blood rager, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. You kind of...
Go on, Scott. You want to say something?
I was just going to say, mate, that we're the same, We're, Caragor and Mbak. You remember before I chose Chinar as my new favourite, before Cop came along? and me and you had that thing, that bromance going on, that was good, that, wasn't it? But now we can rekindle that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's something that they can do in game. Like,
Well,
All right, sorry.
No, it was good. I almost looked into it, but I didn't know what to.
But I definitely think, because we obviously Drum spoke about codes of honour. I definitely think you've got that.
Yeah.
Like MZ's definitely, he's definitely got a code he follows.
He's got code, but it never makes its way out of his internal monologue. You always think through your code and then do the thing you were going to do in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
Should I let him go? Nah.
Yeah, anyone watching what he does would think he was a very different alignment to what he actually is. Yeah.
I keep having to remind myself as I've been writing this stuff that none of you guys know Jethro's backstory in the game. That was merely a sidetrack that we did for the show.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't affect how any of you are feeling. That we know who's a
Tell me, Dad. Tell me, Dad.
No.
It's horrible. I spit blood at him.
Yeah. You did feel a little bit bad.
I did.
And then you forgot about it.
Ross Fulton must have come out chaotic neutral, mustn't he?
Nope.
What'd you get?
Neutral good.
What?
Wow.
Is he not chaotic?
Well, I don't know. I think,
Also, good?
yeah.
Maybe we should take a little moment to colour the test for everybody else. It had, because it had different areas. It said, as your character, how would your character behave with community? How would your character behave with law? How would your character behave with people who murder people? That kind of stuff. So there were various different realms to this test, and you can see. I think Fulton back in the day, before he left home, before he had that one real bad kitchen incident, which forced him to leave home and swear war on everything. I could see him behaving really well at home and being like a good upstanding sort of citizen before he sort of left. lads when they've just recently married and they've got just had a kid and they're just they're being respectful in the house and looking after the kid, doing all the things, make sure the wife's okay, and then they go out and they're just like, fucking, I just want to vomit on everything and get on the central line and fuck it up and all this shit, that kind of thing. So I
think that's some personal experience.
That's.
Is there like an American
work? No,
American equivalent to that?
Work. nothing but work.
Is there like an American equivalent to the lad culture? Because that's quite British, isn't it?
Bro, when you go to
the frat boy sort of
when
thing.
you go to university, isn't it?
Yeah, you got your sorority house, haven't you, and all that sort of Kappa 9s or whatever.
Yeah. Do you think Fulton is a bit of a bro lad, Ross?
Yeah, I think when he grew up, he was in a sheltered life. He lived in a rich house and stuff, and he didn't really kind of like have anything like that. And then when he left and he went out in the world, it was like sensory overload, and then he just started to just go a bit mental, and just do whatever the fuck he wanted.
It's like Johnny Five.
I just had a wonderful sort of image of a sort of adolescent 45-year-old Fulton like lying on his bed with like that dwarfish football team, like those little banners on his wall, and being like, oh, no one understands me, oh, I'm going in the big world, I swear. That's amazing.
Do you reckon one of those dwarven teams is called West Hammers?
Oh yeah, yes,
That's good.
Oh, nice.
I can see traits are good in Fulton. With a lot of these, I feel that you have to ignore episode 20 for them to work. I think if you take episode 20 out, then everyone's on a slightly lighter part. Even with some of the stuff that's happened, episode 20 is definitely last week's episode is the darkest one in a lot of ways. Even though you tortured people, I find. This was the one where Fulton tried to hand someone over to the Skulks to be tortured to death, and it's the one where the sheriff said, "Has Pegleg Hamilton done anything to warrant being killed?" And you were like, "Nah, probably not." And then Carragher went, "Yeah, but he might be a problem later. Kill him."
That was pretty dark.
It was dark.
Is that more a reflection of how you've DM'd us in the past, that we do not want to leave any loose ends at all, Dan? None at all. We've been burnt in the past. Just saying.
True, but it's also there's an element of kind of how premeditated things are, and at that point you all were almost dead and had just finished this war. So it's an understandable kind of reaction in that moment, perhaps. And what did Shania come out with? So Shania got something.
Well, my friend, I shall tell you, Shania got chaotic evil. Now look, I was not expecting that, and I do not agree with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I put myself down originally as chaotic neutral, because she's definitely all over the place. You know, we know that. But I wouldn't have said she was. I mean, obviously she comes from an evil race, but she's part of her whole thing is that she's reacted against that evilness and has found some kind of humility. And when I was answering the questions, especially the ones about friends and family, I'm pretty sure all the answers I was giving out were good ones. However, on almost every other category, it was pretty much, out for yourself, fuck the authorities kind of vibe, which, is, part of her sort of racial traits, I suppose. And also because until she met up with these guys, she was a loner. Although she felt empathy towards people and wants to help people out, essentially she's been on her own for a very, very long time. So maybe that sort of swayed it, because when I was reading the thing about chaotic evil, it's like you're out for yourself. You'll turn your back on all authorities. You'll do nothing for your sort of community, which wasn't quite what I was going for. It's just that she doesn't really know much about her community yet, and she's only just made friends for the first time.
Actually,
I mean,
that is an interesting point, because when we're doing obviously it's not a definitive quiz. You'd have to do hundreds and hundreds of questions. But I did notice it did stray a little bit towards like, oh, you don't like authority? Then you are evil. And it's like,
It's not, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't think that did. That was just to balance whether or not your character was lawful or chaotic.
Yeah, of course. When there were elements, and obviously, I think there's about 25 questions or 20 questions, so it wasn't exhaustive. But I did just feel, it was a little bit like that. I can see why Shania would fall between the cracks, because again, it's if you've got your community around you, well, you'd be the best friend in the world. But yeah.
A good one is when you're doing the whole lawful chaotic thing is altruism versus selfishness. Is one of you guys said that. I picked that from somewhere else. Which is a nice way of saying it without putting on terms like chaotic and stuff like that. Also, like good and evil. Everybody can go, yeah, but that's subjective, and Nietzsche wants that we're beyond it, and they don't really mean anything. And once we look into that in the abyss, it also looks like there wasn't really just a constructs made by men.
Stop doing impressions of me.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But you can do that. But for a fantasy thing, is it's fun to have and it's fun to do. I do think that stereotypically having a chaotic evil member of the party, if they're roughly neutral, roughly good, is a pain in the dick. Unless you're an all evil party, like having just one member of the party that's evil is just a pain dick. But that might not be where you're going with it. But also, I find interesting enough in like reading stuff, books and things like that in the fantasy world, is actually, you could say, evil characters that have quite a wide spread of stuff. They do all these kind of stuff. They can be good and benevolent and kind to things. If it's in their interest to do that, it still could be evil. Do you know what I mean? I think that's quite interesting to look into.
True.
I really like that there's a journey there for Shania. I think that's really interesting. I'd like to be clear, we are not on this show going to be going down any kind of philosophical.
Because we can't say it, obviously.
Fill the coffin. Full.
Although, having
asked
said
for an edit there, but I'm not going to get it out.
It's interesting that you mentioned philosophical because during that speech, Nietzsche did step up with a 2x4 behind Plato. I think he's now joined the queue. That's well done, Scott. Good. That's another great thinker there. We're going to smash our heads in.
Yeah, I'm just writing pen letters to a woman that doesn't love me. And I wrote this book about Zarathustra, but actually it's about Jesus. It's a big plot twist. Oh my God, I'm so clever.
Yeah, he's just put some nails through it.
But the abyss. Sometimes they use it again in The Watchmen.
Nietzsche, if you want to tweet us as well,
maybe send us a telegram.
And fill your coffee full.
He was the first philosopher that I actually read. Like, I actually quite like Nietzsche. That's me actually liking Nietzsche.
Yeah.
I love philosopher.
It's going to get to a point, like,
particularly in pita breads.
Stephen King's going to be confused in this lineup to beat us up. Nietzsche and Plato.
It's going to be. They're going to be talking to us while smashing our heads in. It's going to be quite interesting.
Each of them have.
And it turned up as the end of campaign boss.
It's going to be like
Christmas special.
Yeah, a reverse
it'll be
Bill and
misery
Ted.
for him.
Oh, I think that was it.
Maybe.
Hey!
I feel this was a good intro. We've talked some philosophy. Said it that time. We've learned.
We're still not forgetting it, Dan.
I'm going to edit it the other way around. So
yeah, just every time he tries to say it, like there's Dan's voice going.
It's a new drop.
Yeah. How many joking away?
High five. Should we have an adventure?
Yeah. Just before we begin the adventure. No, wait. There's one thing. Has anyone changed their character's alignment based on that quiz?
Hell no.
No.
Do you know what? I have. Actually, I think lawful neutral.
Really?
He's changed. Yeah. He's now lawful neutral.
I think mildly yes. Mildly, I'm going to lean towards trying to be that now.
Nice.
Maybe with elements of
Actually,
it. With elements.
I mean, I'm not sure I can just change my alignment.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
Yeah, because actually, I think
for the sake
that
of this, I think it's.
I think
always
lawful
good.
neutral represents him better than true neutral did.
I
know
it's a really
him.
good thing to do on a campaign once you've played a bunch of games, or 20 in our case, to go back and look over your alignment, because you don't know who your character is when you first
Yeah,
start.
Fucking great point, man. That is a fucking great point. I've always, in character generation, I've always been a bit like going, you're making me pick my alignment now, but I don't know what he's going to actually do and behave like for the first 6 games. Kind of like, let them do the thing, and then you're like, oh, well, naturally in the moment, I feel like he did this, and this, and now that defines that, and that.
You need to give time for your characters to become the sort of alcoholic messes that they're going to be.
Let them mature
Exactly.
like a good wine.
So,
Fulton and M were already alcoholics.
It's all. I mean, has he got what's that disease that rich people get?
Gout.
Gout.
Not yet.
Surely Fulton has gout. It's so bad. Like he's gone out in the world and he's eaten all the meat and he's drunken all the red wine and now he's got big fat ankles. Is that why you had to sit down for a breather? And
Rest my cankles.
Thankles.
Right. So we begin.
Spankles.
We begin our
wrinkles.
adventure, our new adventure, the following morning after your grand performance at the circus.
Oh yeah.
Last night. That certainly will be talked about in this town for some time. Mostly for the string of deaths that led up to it, but occasionally for the actual performance itself.
Yeah, art takes its victims.
So you are back in Benevic's Tavern, having breakfast there. Maybe one of your final breakfasts in Ilsurian, depending on what your plans are, depending on where the road takes you from here, and reflecting on the day ahead. Shania has poisoned all of your food, obviously, because she's chaotic evil. Sleep with one eye open, Danger.
and Velder obviously ate it because he's lawful neutral, and he's been afraid to. Yeah,
He was told to.
he was told to as he did it.
No, she'll protect you with her life so long as you're her family, and the rules on what constitutes her family will change daily. The Joker. Right. So yes, you're having your food. A few people have kind of come by and sort of clapped you on the back occasionally, and just sort of thanked you for what you've done.
on the back.
Yeah, like
It's an expression.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like a pat on the back, but much harder with an
I thought
open
they just
hand.
clapped behind us.
no, just like clap behind you and run. It's a thing,
Yeah.
it's a
Who
thing
is
they
that
do
guy?
in Ilsurian. It's encouraging, but also quite annoying.
A small
kind of invasive.
one-person round of applause behind your head. Why are you doing that? Ah, my ear.
Martin again. And you so yes, you have a moment to talk among yourselves and sort of have a think about what has transpired and where what you plan to do next. You have received a note from Travis this morning saying that Almara would like to speak to you at the carnival at some point today, but otherwise the day is yours. She potentially has some work for you. What would you like to do?
Does this note say that today is ours? It says at the bottom today is ours?
Yes.
Today is always ours. But she thinks that she can gift us the day? Ha!
I mean,
That's a good point, actually. What
Yes,
gives her
exactly.
what gives her ownership of the fucking day?
That's right. She does not own my fucking day.
Well,
that's what I say
Does
to
she
her.
hand them out? What is she, some kind of plot now? God,
some
this-
kind of fucking day ownership person.
yes, but sometimes you have obligations.
Hey, if she was a god, that'd make her a deity. Oh, cop. Not even copping this time. Didn't
I
even
know,
do it.
Zibanta is forthcoming all the time.
I didn't get that one. Anyway, what are we going to do?
Well, I'm going to fucking own my day. That's what I'm going to fucking
Seize the day.
Have we had breakfast or
right.
anything? Have we
Yes, have we
Let's eat, let's eat.
out of character, have we eaten?
You're finishing your breakfast at
Lovely.
the moment.
Oh, right,
So you
okay.
haven't eaten yet. Don't worry, we're not going to role play out the process of ordering and eating your breakfast.
Every time we roleplay any kind of eating, it takes us fucking ages. We piss off 12 extra people. Like,
steal
Dan
it
has
from
to write an
someone
extra adventure. Like,
So we're eating, right?
I'm going to put all of your breakfasts and lunches together at the end of this, and we're going to release it as a third-party Pathfinder module.
As an immersive dining experience.
Yeah,
Breakfast
yeah.
of Champions.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it?
That's a great idea, isn't it? Yeah, everyone can sit around and eat while listening to us arguing about eating.
You can order things like
Stealing other people's sausages and shit, you know.
You can order things like pocket
Throwing
meat.
gold at people.
Pocket meat. Do you remember the pocket meat?
the Danger Club sandwich.
Love that.
Yeah.
Let's come back to the ingredients. All right.
No, let's.
Have we inadvertently now straight into
Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
So, I guess, maybe if I'm going to...
Seize your day.
Well, I
yes, that's
might
right.
go and
Round
check on
his
my tent.
throat.
I think.
Yeah.
Your 10.
Yeah, I might go and check on my tent. Oh, yes. Get it out of your system. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
any player.
yeah well, I will, yes.
Let's go set fire to Velda's tent.
Hey, let's do that.
This sounds like a great idea.
Seize the
What,
day.
we can't do
That's not
Hey,
seizing
don't
the
need
day.
your tent anymore. We are rich now, yeah? Okay, so we burn down all your crap stuff.
What? No.
We can do this.
I like
Mate,
that tent.
listen, Velda.
I've had that tent for years.
Honestly, speaking to some girls back in the winding market, this is like it's like a cleansing
It's
ritual,
like
you know.
cathartic. and,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
fucking hell,
Come
Fulton,
what?
did you say it's cathartic?
Hey,
Bloody hell.
it's on that poster.
Dan, is there a poster about it?
Is it one of those motivation
Is it
ones?
about
isn't it?
cat hearts?
Has it got a tiny orc hanging off a branch and just being, yes.
Oh, look, hang in there. Hang in there.
Motivation, D&D style.
Benedict loves his motivational posters.
Aye, so let's go burn Velda's tent.
No, don't burn my
I
tent.
have some matches. I always keep matches on me at all times. Very important.
No, and I don't want you to burn my tent. I like my tent.
I was gonna say,
What's wrong with it?
you know, usually I just go from town to town trying to find work, but do you mind if, like, I stick with you guys?
Oh, I didn't realise that was a question. I took that for granted. Sorry, was there a question?
Yeah, I was also thinking that I would never leave you guys.
Well, you know what they say, Shania? To assume makes an ass out of you and me.
Oh, I've heard of this thing before, yeah.
Well, do you know who said that?
Can I be your ass?
Do you know who said that?
Who said this?
Me, just now.
Oh,
Pay
so-
attention.
well, oh.
I mean, I sort of, I thought that everyone was going to join the carnival and stay with the carnival, aren't we?
Well, I've reached.
I'm
Do you
not
know, that's
so
interesting,
sure.
Velda, you say that, but I think after last night, I've reached my artistic limits in the carnival. I don't think they can handle what more I could give to them. I don't think I could. I've peaked. I don't want to jump any sharks. Actually, I'd fucking love to jump over a shark, actually. But you know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean.
could be another attraction or something.
Let's go burn Velda's tent and then jump over a fucking shark.
This sounds like adventure to me. I like the dangerous sounds of it.
Why can't you just jump over a shark? Well, you've got to burn my tent.
Okay,
so it's my tent.
Because
It's a
everyone
good
has to
tent.
start somewhere.
This is
I mean,
the
it
order
leaks a
of the
bit.
day,
It's
right?
got a bit of a wonk on it, and some of the fabrics, it's sort of not quite the colour it was when I first bought it. But
A wonk on it.
yeah, it's a little bit wonky, but it's fine.
So I propose, lads, the order of the day. We burn Velda's tent.
Aye.
We've seen maybe if we can jump over a shark. I don't know if that's possible around here.
How close to the?
Is that a
how close to
euphemism?
the
Is that a
water are we?
euphemism?
Like the seasides here. I'm not sure.
We'll have a look. We'll see if we can.
Okay.
Then we maybe investigate the Gilded Hands headquarters, see what's left that Shell Feldane hasn't taken.
Oh, I feel like maybe you want to, have like a base of the operations.
I don't want to rush into anything, Shania, but I feel like Caragor gets a bit like breathy. I feel like it could be a turning moment in all of our careers that we got somewhere we could, use as a base, like.
You
an
mean so,
underground-
like, as adventurers, we would have a place that we would always go back to, and we can store our things, and we can use it to make the plans to go out and cop on people.
Yeah. Oh God, so much. Imagine all the copping.
I know, exactly. All the cops, they always have a place where they go back to, and they look at maps and things, and they make a plan.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, this sounds amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, what about
You two all right?
What?
Oh, you sounded a bit. You were like going, oh, and rubbing your chest. It was a bit odd.
I was actually rubbing my chest. You're right.
I had my finger up my ass. I mean, I don't know what you were looking at, but...
You're right, Paul. You're getting a bit jealous of cop. Do you want to be a cop? We can do cop if you want.
Let's do that.
Cop.
Yeah,
Hey.
cop.
All right.
M. Do you want to be cop? Velda.
What?
Fuck you.
Look, I've read a lot of books on adventuring, and
Caragor goes to burn Velda's tent down. Come on, lads.
Look, stop. Look now.
You all march out of
No.
the tavern, leave. Philippe takes a long drag on his cigarette, stubs it out, finishes his coffee, and follows behind. Outside, in the town, you make your way down the main street of the town. You pass the jail where the gallows are set up. Sheriff Feldane is overseeing the guards cutting down the bodies of Rebella Moncolio and Pegleg Hamilton, which are hanging from there. They're currently cutting them down, and they've already put Moncolio in a bag. They're just taking down Hamilton as it is. Feldane looks tired. She looks like she has not slept. She's sitting there with a cup of water, standing watching over proceedings. She nods to you as you arrive.
Elaine?
Danger Club.
Morning.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What your plans now?
Oh,
We're gonna do some interior decorating.
We're doing cop,
and fuck you.
and Bellend.
I thought he died.
Do you need anything from us, Sheriff Eldane?
No, I imagine you've already smashed the biggest thieves guild this town's ever had.
That's
It's
what
the
we
most
do.
crime
Yeah.
we've ever had in these parts.
You don't look so well. Are you okay?
I'm gonna have to have a rethink. I think I'm not sure I'm really cut out for this. To think that this went on for so long under my nose without me ever noticing.
Don't feel so bad for yourselves, you know. I mean, we are only a group of people who met merely a few weeks ago and have managed to crack this whole thing. But you know, please don't feel bad for yourself. You were only trained to do this. It's okay.
Well, no, it sounds like Sheriff Eldane's having a bit of a philosophical sort of discussion inside her.
I'm having a
I think she's having an egg for femfo cry fit.
Yeah, I think she is, yes.
Well, a
And,
couple of pulse.
I mean, it's quite an ordinary to question such things, but the town will be a lot quieter now. Don't worry.
He is going to kill our characters.
Someone
Murder our
doesn't want
characters.
God on their side when they make rolls
It's on
about
his
whether they're...
shirt. It's on his shirt. Sorry to break, but
Yeah.
Dan's shirt today is a 20-sided dice with a 1 at the front, unusual, and it says "Party Killer" underneath. We shouldn't be goading him, really.
Friendship. Your tent's going to be fine, Velvet. Your tent's going to be fine. It's definitely going to make it out of this episode. So Feldane smiles and shrugs her shoulders. You're probably right. The most I've ever dealt with before this come along were a couple of missing fishing boats. We just don't get this kind of thing out here. People come out here to get away from Cavolsa and crime and things like that. Never thought it would come out this far.
You get a lot of people that sell illegal cats as well. Probably want to sort out. There's a fellow that sells cats to people.
How do you know they're illegal?
Well,
They might be legal cats.
Shader cats.
Have you still got
I mean,
that
they
cat?
came from a
yeah,
jacket. It makes...
Oh, God.
Fulton.
He said he was
Such
getting
a
into
cat.
dogs.
This
He
pack.
said he was actually getting into
I haven't
dogs.
seen those cats in days, so are they...
Oh, they've been eating my rations in the back.
Has it been eating your back rations? You have a back rash?
I have back rations. I've got pocket meat. I've got shoe cheese.
Good God, man. What?
I've tried the shoe cheese. It's pretty good. Yeah.
You had the shoe cheese of Fulton Battlestone?
Have a few ales.
How drunk were you?
Have a few ales and then it's
Trust
good,
me,
isn't it? Yeah.
You will like my shoe cheese.
I will never have your shoe cheese.
Let's make him eat the shoe cheese.
No!
Fulton takes off
bully,
his
you're gonna
boots.
burn my
Shoe
things.
cheese. Shoe cheese.
Oh,
Shoe cheese.
What is
shoe cheese?
What?
Spread it on the tent.
Fulton gets out his shoe cheese and puts it right under
No,
Velda's face.
Can we just ascertain in the prologue? Oh yeah, neutral good, cool. 2 minutes later, shoe cheese, shoe cheese.
What is this? And also, Fulton
You'll
actually
be on the
has cheese
central
in
line
his shit.
next.
Huh? Go on.
No.
Oh, yeah, you spoil sport.
Come on, MZ, you eat it.
No, wait, Fulton.
I've just eaten breakfast. I don't want to eat cheese now.
Come on, lads. Everyone knows you've got to cheddar consent first.
That was breezy for you, isn't it?
That's not worth finger guns on.
No, there's a lot of finger guns going on that are entirely unwarranted.
Got a fucking finger RPG going on.
That's right.
How do guns are unbelievably rare in Pathfinder? How it should be like finger longbows or
Yeah,
Finger bows.
Caragor just thinks they're fingers. Just sees wizards doing things with fingers. He's like,
in my head, this scene was going to play out like the final scene from No Country for Old Men.
Right. No, instead it's all about...
a real Howard Stern twist.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I put my boot back on and then we walk towards.
you say there's illegal cats being sold in the
He
town?
said he was going
Hey,
into dogs.
I forgot what his name was.
She Feldane looks for a moment like suddenly her life has new purpose. I've got work to do. She turns and strides. Bobby, come with me. And the two of them stride back into the jail.
Hey, we did a good thing, yeah.
Seize the day. Seize the day, Veldane.
Amazing.
Well
To the
done.
tent burning? Huzzah!
Everything balances out in the end.
Tent burn.
Tent burn. Tent burn. Tent burn. Says we walk towards the tent.
Bullies!
As you walk past, like, a couple of the villagers who you walk past go, hooray, hooray. Still unsure of their saviours. You make your way back up to the Winding Market, which is looking quite a bit quieter than it has been. The Winding Market is beginning to disperse after the announcement.
Is it winding down? Thank you very much.
After the announcement yesterday by Almara Dellison that the carnival is going to be remaining in Ilsurian for the next few weeks to help them rebuild, and that it won't be really trading during that time. They're just going to help the villagers out. The Winding Market, who, if we remember back to the beginning, the Winding Market are kind of hangers-on. They're not part of the carnival. They're people who sort of join along from local towns and villages, like Velda. Who want to make some money off people coming to the carnival while they're there. So now the carnival has closed down, there's not really any money to be made, and most of these people are now packing up their tents and carts and making their way back home. Most people don't join the Winding Market for very long anyway. They kind of follow for a couple of towns and then just turn around and go back home once they've made some cash, and then pick up the carnival when it comes back over. So there aren't many tents left. The Fez's bar where you first met is all packed away onto the back of a wagon, and the halfling is as he sees you approaching, rapidly just starts whipping up the oxen, and they start trundling away. And you see in the mud Velda's tent leaning at a slightly crooked angle.
There it is.
Have you got anything you need in there first, Velda?
Yes,
Good.
I do.
I'll throw an alchemical bomb at it.
Did you really just throw a bomb?
Got them in my pack, yeah.
Pull out one of the alchemical bombs.
Dropping chemical bomb.
You drop chemical bombs on Velda's tent.
You evil shit.
What
I
noise
wasn't
does it
actually
make?
going to burn it.
What noise does it make, Dan?
It goes smash, dribble, 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 because you're not an alchemist, and so they are completely inert and have no effect whatsoever.
I run inside the tent and I start gathering my meager possessions, which I pretty much not much in there. It's like a fortune-telling kit.
Yep.
Hey, gaze, watch this. Fulton lights a torch, throws it on the tent.
Hold on a minute.
Okay,
You're not be burning this tent.
M's gonna rush in.
No, wait,
and
don't
he's
do that.
gonna help him carry some
He
stuff.
can save
'cause this
himself.
is
He's a
bullshit.
cold wizard. He can freeze his way out of that
I'm
fire.
not a cold wizard.
M's already gone in there. He's already in.
Everyone's
Just because I use Ray of Frost doesn't make me a cold wizard.
Just repeatedly use Ray of Frost. You know,
It's a
pew, pew, pew.
cantrip. It's my pew pew pew.
You can't trip more like it.
And as I run in, I'm gonna be like, Fulton! It's too far!
Why are you both burning my tent? I thought you were joking.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh no, I fully intended to burn it. I just didn't realize. I didn't think I was going to kill you at the same time.
So definitely was not saying tent. No.
He's like, oh no! He's smoke going off his hair and he's burning his face.
He didn't get burned at all.
Velda, would you like to leave the burning tent?
Velda leaves the burning tent. He does with his meager possessions. There should nothing.
You
nothing
kind of
memory.
stumble out of the tent carrying your fortune teller's kit
Yeah.
and your few things. As you do, you stumble and the harrow deck falls from the kit, your worn harrow deck, and collapses out onto the floor in front of you with a few cards laying,
wait.
four cards laying face up.
These 4 cards. This could be the future.
Maybe it's a
find
sign.
I've never been very good at it, to be honest.
Have a look.
How
Don't
does
put
this
yourselves
work?
down, Velda, please.
Fine. With my tent burning away in the background, I shall have a look at my fortune. I mean, I think I can tell what it's going to be, and it's not going to be a fucking tent. That's what it is. So I have a look at the harrow.
Is there a tent in the deck?
No, not anymore.
This is the
I'm not sure if
The
it's
deck
then
is a
counts
tent,
or not.
but now it's gone.
No.
the 4 of tents. It's just burning.
I find this situation pretty intense. Oh, sorry.
So you have a quick look at the cards that are scattered in the mud before you, and they reveal 3 things. They reveal, if you were to do a reading from this, you would foresee a journey, you would foresee a reunion, and you would foresee death.
I say that to the group in a sort of as sepulchral voice as I can. So there we are, and I gather up my harrow cards.
I like the sound of this. There's going to be a journey, and
How often have your readings come true, Felder?
Well, I don't know. People don't tend to come back for a second. I mean,
because they're always deaths.
Well, no death. Well, remember that everything's open to interpretation. So death could mean, the death of a friendship, or the death of a relationship, or just death. And journeys, and it's all sort of interpreted.
And of course, this. I mean, you just drops him on the ground. It's not the proper. I mean, Well, or is that how you usually do these things? I don't know.
No. Normally, there's a bit more jiggery pokery, and I do some lights and.
Which is a jiggery and which is a pokery?
Well, normally the left hand's the jiggery and the right hand's the pokery. I'm pretty classic like that.
What do you mean, liquor in front, poker in back? It's how you run a tavern. You have the liquor in the front, and you run the poker in the back.
Well, yes, then I suppose
proper joke from you. Oh, I laugh so hard. I'm going to poo myself.
Caragor laughs a little bit and then looks really sad at Shania and then looks away. yeah, my first proper joke.
That was quite good. But yes, but no, I just dropped them in the mud. I wouldn't pay any attention to it, to be honest. I'll keep my harrow cards though. Good for a laugh.
Well, seeing as we're at the carnival now, we should probably go see.
About that shark. We're going to jump over it.
Hey, well,
couldn't maybe the illusionist could, conjure up a shark?
Fucking illusion, Velda.
They're not going to find a fucking
to lie to me.
Look, we're inland, hundreds of miles inland. Where the fuck are we going to get a shark?
There's a river. Where's the nearest river?
Shark?
There's Lake Sarantula, which the town is built on.
Where we know there were lake pirates, right? So I bet there's a lake shark.
The lake pirates are not lake sharks.
It's true. So you cannot have pirates without sharks. This is true. I've heard this.
Excuse me.
I'm just going to make a knowledge. What would that be? A knowledge local check.
Hello. Do you work for the carnival?
No.
Are you just a passerby?
I'm a scavenger.
Do you know any sharks nearby?
Sharks you seek, do you?
Hey.
You'll probably want to go to the sea for those. Or maybe a creative fishmonger.
What's your name?
My name is Scavenger Bert. He's currently at the moment sweeping the charred remains of Velda's tent into a bag.
You look after that. I got a 15 on my knowledge local check to ascertain. Do I know if there are any sharks? Where would the nearest sharks be?
Down this route. Oh my god!
We said on the chat we're going to fuck shit up.
Come along, DM.
There's so much to do. Do you know what I mean?
Full neutral.
There actually isn't that much.
There are some river sharks apparently
Is there?
in the area. However, they are rare.
Jesus.
They are very rare.
This comes
there's
to my-
dispute over whether they are extinct or not, but there once were river sharks.
I relay this to Caragor.
Caragor looks fucking delighted.
I mean, I've never seen one.
But do you know how you could rile one up? Is it a way of getting one angry and bringing it to you?
Well, I don't know. It was in an old bestiary that I read about these river sharks. You see, and it didn't say how you catch one. It just sort of vaguely
I've
mentioned
got
they
a
might
fucking
exist.
idea.
They could ask the pirates ever know.
Let's go to the river. Come on.
To the river.
Why don't we speak
Seize
to
the day.
Yeah, to the river. It's the river. It's the day's ours.
You all run down to the river.
Velda doesn't. Velda walks resignedly behind everyone else.
Caragor runs
I
back
don't
and
think
goes,
they're a river shark.
"Come on, Velda, we'll go to the river." Grabs him and pulls him along at full speed.
Shania is skipping.
Okay, you arrive at the river.
On our way there, Caragor's been shouting to people, "We're going to the river, we're going to find river shark! We're going to jump the sharks!"
There's going to be a massive jump. We're going to jump over this massive shark.
How have we turned this into a weird Enid Blyton story? I mean, this is what is this?
I'm going to bring lashings of, the yak's milk, yeah?
I think this one's called 5 Overstay Their Welcome. Okay, what would you like to do at the river? Some boats
I'm
going
going
up
to
and
try
down.
to antagonize the sharks by going, "Here, shaky, 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 shaky,
Is there a boat
shaky."
like nearby we can call someone over to row over, like stop? Or can I call
the
in?
boats that are kind of passing along this part of the river are keel boats that are heading north. So they're quite big ships. They're cargo boats.
Is there anyone on the side we can shout to?
On the side of one of the boats?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can call out to one of the boats.
Hey!
Hey, you!
What's wrong with you?
A tall half-orc looks over the side of one of the boats that is making its way towards Ilsurian. What?
You ever seen a river shark?
She looks incredulously at you. They're extinct, aren't they?
I told you.
We're gonna find one, and we're gonna jump over it.
Yeah, look, here we go. Shania grabs the top of her scythe and runs her hand down the end of it and slices her hand open so that there's blood pouring out, and then shakes her hand into the river, sort of spraying blood into it from her hand, and goes, here, sharky, 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 come on.
Okay, you lose 1 hit point. I'm doing this, and you begin throwing your blood into the water. You do this for some time. The half-orc is like, what are you doing?
Season the day!
Hey, mate.
She looks at you and says, what?
The day is yours.
Well, obviously it is. What are you, the day god?
Actually, I'm the deity. And Caragor jumps into the river to swim around, making a survival check to see if he can find any
Starts
sharks.
Splashing around, make a survival check.
Ho.
The sharks are going to remain extinct.
6.
For about an hour, Caragor splashes around in the water as Shania drips blood into it.
I fail to see you.
Don't worry, I've got this.
Go on, Fulton.
Can't swim.
You can't swim when you're wearing armour. I mean, Velda just lies down. He's just having a little lie down with his hat over his face. I'm just having a nap.
Okay, everyone.
Roll initiative.
Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. So yeah, are you trying to swim around?
How
Or are you
deep
staying
is it?
like?
How deep is your river?
I mean,
Contains some sharks, and we're living in a river of lies.
Cause there's no sharks around.
And they were all fucking extinct ages ago.
For a dwarf, quite deep. Like it goes up to your waist within a few feet.
I'll go to up to my waist.
Okay, and then just start.
up to your waist.
I'll just
That's literally about like half a foot in.
yeah, and then I just start. Looking, waving my hands in the water and trying to look in
Okay,
the water.
you start like looking.
How long have we been here for now?
You've been here for an hour.
All right.
Trying to.
Okay. Shania is bored.
Can I get perception checks
Oh, all right.
from everyone except Velda?
Maybe.
Velda's not paying attention.
No,
Maybe not.
Lying down.
9.
9. Okay.
18.
18.
16 for Fulton.
14 for Shania.
Okay. M, you're the only one who sees this, as is often the case.
Yeah.
As Fulton is splashing around in the water and Carragher are both just splashing around. You see behind Fulton a pair of eye stalks kind of coming out of the water, approaching slowly from behind Fulton.
Fulton! Get out of there! And then I point towards the eyes and everyone starts looking. Well, you're the DM. I don't know if they start looking or not.
They
but
start looking, and it does mean that the surprise is blown and everyone gets to roll initiative.
Oh.
Cannot believe we are doing this. You could have said, no, you don't go to the river. You could have said that, but I didn't, and now we're here. And now we're here, and we're going long on the episode. Because this is if we have a character death on this...
yeah.
They'd have been lost looking for the mythical river shark. So, a worthy cause.
All right. Anyone over 20?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know. What do you get?
Fulton got 23.
Okay. And Velda?
Velda got 22.
Okay.
Extremely good for a man who wasn't paying attention at all.
19 to 15.
I got 15.
I got 17. Shania got 17.
And what did you get, Carragher?
11.
That's not too bad. Good initiative round. Fulton, you turn around in the water and see the eye stalks coming towards you. There is something big under the water as it's approaching you. It is currently about 6 feet away from you. What would you like to do?
Can I get to the shore before? Like, how will I be able to get to the shore?
It'll be a double move, and you can just get to the shore, because you move at half speed when you're wading through water.
Yeah. Fulton just like panics and wades through the water, just going. I immediately regret this decision.
He says after an hour of doing it. Velda.
Well, Velda's gonna sort of. He's just gonna fucking launch a crossbow bolt at where he thinks it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's have a go. Ooh, that's actually not a bad roll. That would be. Pardon me. That would be 20.
20.
Now, do I get a minus?
It has cover, so it gets a bonus to its AC.
So I rolled
you
20.
20 hits.
Yes!
Go ahead and roll your damage.
It is a 1d8. So here we go. Oh, 6 points of damage.
6 points.
Jesus. I mean, I hope this is bad.
I hope it wasn't.
It's just a friendly merman. Fucking take that.
I mean, it's certainly unfriendly now. The creature takes its go as Fulton's kind of splashing and wading up to the side of the river. The eye stalks continue to approach behind him, moving quicker than he is because it has swim speed, until an enormous crab the size of a...
Crab people look like crabs.
Is a crab.
So a sort of dinner table sized crab just comes up out of the water.
Ooh.
And takes a swipe at Fulton with one of its claws. That's probably not going to hit. It's only a 12.
No, 17.
So it takes a swipe, but it clangs off Fulton's armor. Shania.
Shania's going to whip out her heavy crossbow.
Okay.
And saying probably out loud, I was about to feel like we weren't really seizing the day, but we were just seizing up. But here we go. That's what she says.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is good.
That is 19.
Miss.
A miss.
Firing it.
Bloody hell.
It clangs off the creature's carapace. Does not hit. Shania. Not Shania. How'd it go? M.
Sorry.
Do you want Philippe to have a go?
I mean, and actually, no, you know what? I'm going to keep him out of it. It's probably not worth it.
Don't get Philippe involved.
Philippe's about to go forward, and Shania goes, don't worry, Philippe. Just have a little rest. Now is not the time.
Keep Philippe safe from this silly situation. Fans like Philippe. Let's not have Philippe die in so stupid a way. M, what we did?
The old heavy crossbow.
The old heavy crossbow.
Yeah.
Everyone's staying at range. No one wants to tangle
In
with
it,
this crap.
yeah. And I'm going to shout as well as
Right.
I'm doing the crossbow, as I'm pulling it back. I'm going to shout, "Hey, crab! Ever jumped over a shark?" Oh shit!
Always with the smack talk.
Yeah, right. So it's 11. Yeah.
Bang, miss. Caragor.
Caragor, having never seen a large crab before, or indeed have any idea what the fuck a shark looks like because he's been around land his entire life, looks at the massive crab and says, "The fucking river shark, lads, we've fucking got it!" Puts one of his cutlasses in between his teeth, secures his eye patch over his eye, and wields his other cutlass, charges right at it, going, "I'll fucking see you, you fucking shark! I'll fucking see you!" Makes a charge at the crab.
Okay, not to jump over it, to actually.
Yeah, he's gonna do the first bit, you know?
All
like,
right.
I'm not gonna say what I envisage.
All right.
Didn't say it had
Make
to be
your-
alive
make
when
your
you jumped
attack.
over it.
Yeah.
So despite the fact you heard M say, "Hey, crab, you ever seen a shark?"
Yeah,
before?
now, but it all happens simultaneously, doesn't it? So this would have been
Yeah,
a
sure,
huddle of
right,
noise
yeah,
all together, yeah. But I do see your logic.
I wasn't seeing it three-dimensionally, so...
So I've got like a, it's a 14.
14, miss. Oh boy, this is how the podcast ends. Round 2 of this now 2-round fight that you absolutely did not have to bring on yourself. This is the Brexit of combat. Fulton, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna turn around and be like, well, fuck it, I'll smash it. That is a 15.
15, miss.
For fuck.
I love the fact that if anyone from overseas now understands Brexit, it's like,
Fighting a crab.
it's like fighting a crab in a river that you didn't need to fight.
Yeah. Having scattered your own blood.
That's about
Having
how much
scattered
sense it
your
makes.
own
They
blood.
explained it really well. It's like a
Yeah.
really giant crab coming out of the sea, and
After you've cut your own hair.
Yeah, it's a great political podcast and great legal advice as well. Like really good.
they don't do fakafaki that well though.
No. The philosophy king is terrible.
Velda, take a go.
Oh right. Let's square up and say. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to fire. That's right. Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost.
Coming at you. Oh, it's another good roll. It is a dex as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
19.
19 hits.
Pew,
Roll your astonishing damage.
pew, pew, pew. Right, 1d3. Here we go. It's oh, nice. Is it round? Yeah, it does. Yeah, so 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
Pew. Not bad in a pinch, he says.
Good.
Right,
Good.
right.
Oh my god.
And he actually chuckles like that after he says
The crab makes a full attack, so it takes 2 attack actions against Fulton. The first one, that's a 19, not a critical hit, but that will hit. That will be a hit. And the second is only a 7. So first of all, he does 1d4 points of damage.
Grab people. Grab people.
Okay, so get that d4 damage plus d4 damage. Yeah. So you're going to take 4 points of damage. And what is your combat maneuver defense?
It is 16.
16. You are grappled. The crab gets you in one of its claws and just starts wrestling you to the ground.
Grapple people. Grapple people. Grapple people.
Shania. So Shania sort of made this move a little bit before she saw the grappling happen.
Okay.
It could be a mistake, but she'd already made the decision.
Okay.
She's using a spell that she prepared earlier today called Fire Sneeze. This spell causes you to begin sneezing gouts of fire that can not only set creatures ablaze, but also drop them flat on their backs. Once you cast this spell, you must sneeze each round as a standard action. You can take no other standard action as long as the spell is in effect, nor can you take full round actions. Each time you sneeze, you produce a 10-foot-long cone of fire and wind.
Fucking hell.
All creatures caught in the zone take 2d6 points of fire damage unless a successful reflex save happens, and then it halves the damage. Any creature that fails to resist this spell with a reflex save must immediately take DC 12 fortitude save or be knocked prone by the blast of wind associated with the sneeze. So
Sneezes a gout of flame over the crab and Fulton. So it's reflex saves first, is it?
yeah, reflex save. Sorry.
Reflex.
Good. I love
Can he
this.
make
I
a
love this.
reflex save? Because he's grabbed. Oh, he's fucked.
Shit.
That's yeah. You don't get your dex bonus either because you're
No,
so that's a fail for the crab as well.
Oh, good, because I got a natural 1.
Oh, okay. Well, you definitely. So we both fail. So they take
Oh,
two.
good.
Both of them take 2d6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Good God.
Okay, it's only 3.
3 points of damage.
So 3 points of fire
both of
damage.
them, and then it's a fortitude save.
And
Is
then a
it?
fortitude save, yeah.
What's the
To
DC
knock
on
me
that?
on fire.
I think it's DC 12.
Would that be me as well? So I would
Yeah, you're-
fly out
you're-
of his hands and land on my back or something.
potentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you
Or
say?
you might end up prone and still grappled. Yeah.
What was it?
It was 12 and you got 13.
What
Crab
was-
only got 10. So
Okay, so
crab's knocked down.
the crab's knocked down and
You said it was reflex, yeah? Sorry.
Wait, is it to? What's the next one? So
Okay.
fortitude is for fire. Or is that,
the fortitude save is to be to be knocked down. I think. Hold on. I'll reread it.
Okay, sure.
Any creature that fails to resist this spell with a reflex save must immediately make a DC 12 Fortitude save, or be knocked prone by the blast of wind associated with the sneeze.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got 15.
You got 15. So the crab is knocked sideways.
18, sorry.
And flat on the floor in front of you, and releases you from its grip.
I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but you're welcome.
Yay!
Good work.
Give him shell, Fanaya.
Yeah, that's right. Fanaya. Fire sneeze Shania is called Fanaya.
Fanaya.
And what are you going to do?
So I'm just going to fire another bolt into that
All right.
Crabalicious. You know,
And if we cook him right, he will be very tasty.
it didn't hit.
You
called him
can't actually fire
Crabalicious.
from the heavy crossbow because you need a full round to reload it. So
Shit.
all you can do is.
Well, in that case, I'll just reload.
All right. So you finish reloading, which brings us to Caragor.
Fucking hell, Shania, what are you doing?
Hang on, Caragor's in melee.
No one noticed.
Yeah.
No one noticed.
Reflex save, please, Caragor.
I missed though.
Of course, yeah.
That's what you get for cheating. That's what you get for cheating.
I didn't cheat. Dan just forgot. I didn't actively say anything. It can't be cheating.
I think that's an unwritten rule, isn't it, in D&D?
No, that's a fail.
Okay, so you take 3 points of damage as well, and you need a fortitude save.
Oh! No, failed. That is what? 8 rolls that haven't rolled over 10. 8 rolls that haven't not rolled over 10. What the fuck is going on?
Also prone.
Bang dice. Oh god, this went to shit really quickly.
What a fucking sneeze! I mean, literally just that
Shucks,
boom.
bloody
I can feel
hard.
another one coming, Percival. Just a
Are
warning.
you just on your back in the water now?
No, I'm on the beach because the crab came on the beach, didn't he? So I just ran around, failed to hit, got knocked on my ass, and singed on fire a little bit. Sharks are terrible, Caragor.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god. So what are you going to do, prone Caragor?
Can I fire from the ground?
What do you want to fire?
My bow.
No, a crossbow is the only ranged weapon you can fire from the ground.
Can I throw a cutlass from the ground?
Throw a cutlass. You can. It's an improvised weapon, so you got a massive. You're also in melee with it. So, you'd want to throw it at Shania.
Oh. Still in melee. Can I attack from melee from the ground?
Yes, you can. You have a -4 to your attack roll.
Can I get up from the ground?
You can stand up. It will get an attack of opportunity, but it will also have a -4 because it's prone as well.
Can I get up from the ground and then attack it?
Yes, you can. Standing up is a move action. So
Thank
it
you.
takes an attack of opportunity, which it misses.
Huh!
It flails at you from the floor.
Tell you that, hard shark. I don't know sharks are so hard. See that? That's a lie, that is. 15.
15 hits.
16, actually.
16
Because
also
I'm a study
hits.
target. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking yeah. Yeah. Oh. Can I style it? Oh no, wait, you looking at me like...
No,
Okay.
tell me
Can I style
damage.
this hit is, can I punch the cutlass dagger-wise into the crab to try and gain a kind of leverage?
Gain some leverage.
So
Okay.
I put the cutlass
Yep.
in to make a handhold, if you like.
Yeah, no problem.
Ugh.
Stab into it. How much damage did you do?
7.
7 points of damage. Kills the crab. Right into the back of it. Crush it down and just pin it to the floor.
Oh, I look disappointed. Oh, wait. I get my other cutlass out and do exactly the same thing.
Okay.
And then I heave myself up, and then I used both of the handholds to gymnastic style leap over the crab.
You make an acrobatics check. Shania, what are you doing?
We're out of rounds, right? But everyone, I can't stop this.
Again, all right. Reflex saves from Fulton.
Can't stop it
and-
from happening.
Fulton and Caragor, please.
Oh my goodness.
That's 10 rolls, not over 10.
That's the last time I'll have, by the way.
It's only 2 rounds,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just 2 rounds at this point.
Okay.
You both roll 9.
10.
14.
10 and 14. So the 10 fails, I assume. It's
yes.
DC 12, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Caragor, you managed to leap over the crab. Well, it depends. What was your acrobatics?
13.
13. So you leap over the crab and out of the flame.
I'm jumping the shark!
As you leap over the crab, there's just an explosion in the background behind you. Whereas, Fulton is looking at you confused and is just engulfed by it. 2d6 damage to Fulton.
If anyone's
Sorry. 9.
Wow.
9 points of damage.
Gonna have to use up my healing on him.
And a fortitude save to not be knocked prone.
I made that.
Okay. Are you still conscious?
70 minus 9.
Okay, just about. So Fulton is very badly burned.
Shania rushes straight over to him. I'm so sorry, my friend. I was just testing the spell. I wasn't really sure how to. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? Just give me your face. Puts her hand on his face and uses a cure light wounds.
Just holds it under the water.
It's better this way.
Embrace your new alignments, everyone. Okay, so you do a cure light, which is 1d8 plus your level, so 1d8 plus 2.
Okay, so 7.
Slightly less than damage that you have inflicted. It's healed back to him. 7 points of damage healed back.
Thanks.
So Shania, who I don't want to labour it, but could have simply looked the other way with the second sneeze. Was given that option.
But Caragor was jumping the shark.
He was jumping the shark.
I didn't. I mean, Shania did not realise that the crab was dead at that point.
I see.
You know, she was
Sensible.
trying to warn people. She was like, "There's another one coming. There's
Yeah.
only one place I want to shoot it. You know, if I'm gonna do,
Caragor.
snotty fire, I want it to go towards."
Justifying.
Did you do it?
Yeah, Fulton, I jumped the shark.
It's a crab.
High five!
High five for definitely jumping the shark.
Don't tell him it's not a shark.
Oh god, that was a fucking great afternoon, lads.
Right, let's go over to the
You
carnival.
did much
Come on.
seizing today, I think.
What a shark!
That's pretty easy.
The mythical river shark. Oof.
You make your way up to the.
Should we take some of this crab? I mean, shark
shark.
to eat?
Oh yeah, of course. Then
Yeah,
you're
let's
very
take it.
tasty.
I just break off
I've
one of
already
the
cooked
claws.
some here.
We kind of cut to you in Almara Dellison's encampment area. Fulton terribly burned. All of you holding gigantic chunks of shark. Like half of you completely soaked. Everyone is just looking at Almara and you know what? I don't want to know.
Seize the day!
Yeah, this is our day. Our day that we see. Yeah, would you like some of this shark crab?
No.
Okay.
Oh, God. Well, it's not pocket meat, at least.
Shoe cheese.
I don't want to know. I have a job for you if you're interested. I don't know what your plans are now that you're finished here with the Thieves Guild.
Well, we've jumped the shark, so
And they
you know
burnt my
we're pretty
fucking
free
tent.
now. Yeah.
Yes. Got no tent.
I've booked passage for Travis on one of the keel boats north to Kiamaga. He is retrieving something from us from the district of Biss. But the road to Kiamaga can be dangerous. If you don't have plans here in Ilsurian imminently, I have some gold left, which I would be willing to give you, as well as paying for your travel, if you would escort him to the city. The Asylum Stone is famous for its markets. Perhaps if you wanted to spend some of your gold, that might be a good place to do it.
I've always been interested in seeing that.
It is a true marvel. It is an ancient city, older than the oldest traces of humanity and Varicia.
I mean,
Oh, man.
Sounds like fun.
There is a keelboat leaving tomorrow morning from the docks. The captain is young, but he seems to know his stuff, and he has a crew at least who seem competent.
What's the name of the captain?
Captain Murgatroyd.
Captain Murgatroyd.
Captain Alphonse de Murgatroyd.
Ooh, heavens.
Murgatroyd.
I bet he's got some stories.
Has he ever led a popular revolt against another bearing other people that only wanted one function from somebody else? Does he wear grey? Purple?
No.
Oh, I must be getting him confused then.
Fuck are you talking about?
Caragor,
What's the sort of?
are you in?
Hey?
Are you in? Everyone else said we're in.
Oh yeah, sorry. Again, sorry. I thought it was assumed, lad. Sorry, I didn't realise we had to. Is it another thing? We're doing like vocal contracts. Is that what we're
Hey.
Just
doing?
have to make sure everyone's in.
yes.
What's the sort of money?
300 gold pieces. I'm afraid it's all I have left.
What,
but
each?
also, no, for the group. But also, I will pay for your travel to Kermaga, which would amount to a considerable sum for all of you.
Hey,
We'll take it.
all right.
Sounds good.
That's good.
Okay, yeah.
Better than what he was paying. Points at Velda.
And Travis is coming with us.
Travis is coming with you.
Oh, good. We'd like the Travis.
Travis looks nervously around all of you. Oh, fellas, looks like we're going on an adventure.
Of course we are. Will you sing us your song about the rain again when we go on the boat? Celebrate, don't rain on. You don't
Why
remember the
does it
song?
always rain on me? That's what you sang. That's what you sang.
You remember singing this to us?
Sing it
It's
now.
very good. Sing it now. Please,
Come on.
Travis, one more time. We love
What's
it.
the help? I'll put my sash on if you want.
Amara, is there anyone else who can go? Amara shrugs. And that's where we leave it for tonight. You quest, guys.
I can't believe we've never done a Travis joke before. That's mad.
We got so far in that adventure.
Yeah,
as well.
We did. Almost like we were meant to go